Hey, third graders. Hope you're having a great, cloudy Friday. Miss Treat's here to work with you in fractions. But first we have to subitize. I'm looking for my factors. Remember, we look at groups, how many are in each group, and then we want to know the product. Get ready. This is like double subitizing. What you see? 7 groups of 3. We did see 7 groups of 3, so I'm having a moment with this slide. It says our factors are 2 and 3. I think that's a misprint. The factors are 7 and 3, and the product is 21. Eight groups of 3. Look at my little deer horns. Well, I can't do it once I try. That's funny. 8 groups of 3. 8 and 3 are the factors. So if we were to say 3 plus 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 3, the product is 24. Good. I like this music. Nine groups of 3. What's the product? 27. Good job, guys. I hope you're always practicing your subitizing at home, wherever. Listen, today, you third graders and your fractions, you're killing me. So we have moved into 3.NF.3, and that means to represent equivalent fractions. Remember, equivalent fractions are fractions that have the exact same area or the same amount in them. With length and area models, we know the length model is our number line, and the area model for this, Miss Street's using our fraction bars and our circle discs that we made like a few weeks ago. Big words we need to be sure that we're using are composing, means to put it together. Decompose means you are taking it apart, and related fractions, okay? And in third grade too, you guys have to understand that the numerator, if the numerator and the denominator has the same value or they're the same number, that means they have the same value as one whole unit. You got to know that on top of everything else. It's a true story, but we're going to make it. Miss Street is going to help you, and your teachers are going to help you because we're all in this together. All right. You also have to understand that whole numbers up to 4 can be related as fractions. So by that, we can have fractions that are greater than one whole. So yesterday we worked on a problem where we knew this was 4 equal areas, so we knew each whole was partitioned in fourths or 4 equal parts or 4 equal shares. And then we moved on to this whole, but we kept our fractions going. So one whole was 4 fourths, just like we just talked about. And then when we moved on, we said 5 fourths, 6 fourths, 7 fourths, 8 fourths. And it's very, very important that third graders do this because this builds for dividing. It's huge. So we just can't just jump to, well, as adults and parents, we want to say, well, that's 2 and 1 fourth. We want to say that's 9 fourths, 10 fourths, 11 fourths, and 12 fourths. And adults and children, if you can see how that relates to division, I'm jumping ahead, but it's okay. So I just want you to see it. We know that 4 fourths, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2, but that's 8 fourths. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So we've got to keep those things in mind as we're going through, okay? So has Miss Street got a problem for you guys? I feel like as I was writing this problem out that I need like a teleprompter or something because it's big. But it's going to be fine. We're going to make it. And Miss Street's going to go slow because I'm all about taking one problem and just going slow and deep. And if I get finished today, that's great. And if I don't, you bet your bottom dollar I'll be back on Monday to finish it. All right. Get ready for the teleprompter. Here we go. Because third graders, you guys are really introduced to huge word problems. And this is also a great strategy to help you figure out how to solve these, okay? Miss Street has a lot of pizzas. I really don't. She takes 4 pizzas and cuts them into 6. She takes 4 pizzas and cuts them into thirds. Then she takes 4 pizzas and cuts each pizza into halves. Keeps going. It's like the never-ending story. Has anybody seen that movie? That's a good one to watch over the weekend with your mother. Then she takes 4 pizzas and leaves them whole. For each set of pizzas, make a model to show how Miss Street cut the pizzas. Then write a fraction equal to 4 to show the number of pieces compared to the size of each piece. So again, when Miss Street talked about whole numbers as fractions, in third grade, we only go up to 4 whole numbers. So we would go to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can partition each whole into halves, thirds, fourths, sixths, and eighths. And look, we want to dig deep into that. So you know what? Miss Street might stay here a long time. And that's okay, because I want to do it right and not just fast, okay? So, I don't even know. Let's see. Okay, my teleprompter. All right. Here we go. You're not going to be able to see all this, but it's okay. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. So, well, you can sort of. So, what Miss Street did was I made 4 pizzas, and I don't know that I'm going to get past the first part of this problem, and that's okay. But if I do, I'll show you how I'll make 4 more pizzas. But the key to this is we want all of our pizzas, the whole pizza, to be the same value. So when I take 4 pizzas and partition them into sixths, then I take 4 more pizzas and partition them into thirds. Those pizzas need to be the same amount, okay? So Miss Street's going to bring back something I showed in 2nd grade. I know, right? I know you're excited. And so I'm going to move that up here. I'm just going to move this under here because we're just going to take this one step at a time. So the first part of my problem says she takes 4 pizzas and cuts them into sixths. Okay, so Miss Street, I wanted to show you what we did in 2nd grade geometry. It's a true story. Miss Street wanted to show you how we can find thirds and sixths without using a trick. Because as adults and parents and teachers, we want to say, listen, just draw an upside down Y and that'll give you thirds. And it will, and that's okay. Or some people might say, just draw a peace sign. If you know how to make a peace sign, that's what a peace sign looks like. And Miss Street really wants kids to see how we get thirds. So I taught in 2nd grade, and we did this in 3rd grade too. I took a string. It's like a hunting string. And I took it around what we would call the circumference of my circle. Okay, like that. And it really fits the whole thing. So now I'm going to lay it out straight. Can you see? So I've taken the circumference of my circle and I've turned it into a length model. I've turned it linear. Okay, so I know with my related fractions, which I don't have out my fraction bars, they're right here. I know with my related fractions, if I'm looking at one whole and I want to partition it into 6, what's the first step I have to do? Do you remember? So here's my hole. I have to I want to partition it into 6. How do I get to 6? We've done this. We have to take 1/3 and partition it in half, and that gives us the same area as 1/6. So what I do with the circle, I've got my handy dandy washi tape. That's not the fun color tape that Miss Street just really enjoys using. And I'm going to partition this string into 3 equal partitions, 3 equal areas. And, you know, there's no real wonderful trick to do this, so you just kind of have to eyeball it. And for those of you who know me, you know I only have one good eye. But I'll do my best. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to try our best, okay? So here we go. I'm going to partition the string into 3 equal parts. What do you think? You think that's pretty close? I do too. So we took it and we partitioned it into 3 equal parts. And that's as far as I'm going to take it, because I know once I do this with my circle, then all I have to do is take each third on my circle and do what? What do I do to get a 6th? Partition it in half. And I really don't need to show that on the string. So here I go. I'm going to connect the ends. And when I do this, you can see we have 3 equal areas. And you can see that with the bright washi tape. All right, so, and Miss Street's doing this to show you how you can partition a circle into 6ths and 3rds. When we have to do halves, 4ths, and 8ths, it's a little more easier. But I just want to show you the why of the upside down Y. Okay, so I'm going to put it here. I knew it when I drew it, or when I put it together. So here I see my 3 parts. Okay, I see my 3 tags. So I know if I come down from here and I go over to this part, I have partitioned my circle or my pizza into 3 equal areas. And I know I did that because of the length of the circumference of each circle. Do you see that? So I did it by this, this, and this. And that's going to give me the inside to be the same area. So I'm going to now partition these into half, half, and half. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So I have 6 equal parts. Now I'm going to do that on every single one of my pizzas. I'm going to partition, because she took all 4 pizzas and partitioned them into 6. I'm just doing kind of the inside so I can see it. I'll go back and fix it. And I really want you guys to practice this part so you can really understand how to partition 3rds and 6ths. So I know. Now I'm partitioning each 3rd in half. Okay, so here are my pizzas, the 4 pizzas that she partitioned into 6. Okay, so it wants me to show too, let me find it. Write a fraction equal to 4 to show the number of pieces compared to the size of each piece. So if you see here with how many whole pizzas do we have here? We have 4 whole pizzas. There are 4 pizzas on this paper. Okay, and it wants me to write a fraction equal to the 4 to show the number of pieces compared to the size. So how many pieces of pizza do I have altogether? Let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're like, Miss Street, stop. 6 times 4. How many is that? 24. 24. And how many are in each one hole? 6. So our fraction here is 24/6. And when we look into that as division, we know that that will give us 4 whole pizzas. So I know I went low and slow with that today, but Miss Street's going to pick up with the rest of the problem on Monday. I hope you guys have a great Friday. Be sure and tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. And listen, boys and girls, if you're watching this, you better be good to your mama, okay? Because if you're not, Miss Street is gonna find out, and you're gonna get it. Just kidding. Be good to your mama. Listen to your daddy too, and be kind to each other. I love you. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.